Hello, everyone. Well, the third and final lunar eclipse is here. The eclipse of the three-part eclipse series. It's happening tonight, July 4th, 5th. This is definitely one to pay attention to. It's the culminating energy of this eclipse is very strong and it directly affects our inner core. Further on, I would say further on, this is also enhanced, especially so since Mars has moved into Aries, where he's going to be there for 6 months. So we'll be eagerly wanting to manifest the changes that we felt within ourselves. And the next powerful phase, the unfolding storyline of 2029, begins. So, even with the Jupiter Pluto conjunction of the year that has just passed, this transit is actually helping us uncover and expand more of what's hidden. We rediscover our power to accept and be like the strong river which flows on making its way strongly forward, irrespective of the obstacle. It just flows believing in its own potential. We are all looking forward to 2020 with great hopes and feelings that life would take a dramatic turn towards progress. Now, the dramatic turns did happen, but not the way we perceived. We felt that the time has been very difficult. Now, if you just be patient and hear me out, these difficult times have actually helped us to get to the core of ourselves. We have experienced a sense of shift within, which is gradually taking place, and it's going to redefine what it means to be human and practical in life for many, many years to come. We've actually known the difference between our needs and our desires. On some level of our psyche, our soul, our collective unconsciousness is now ready for the great transformation that we have been talking about of 2020. So we truly are transformed. We truly are feeling the transformation. And now, having felt the transformation, we are now going to manifest and be the new selves, the new confident selves of ours. There is nothing that matters like being at peace with yourself. Being at peace with yourself and the choices that we make. You will be confident of yourself if you pay attention to your inner needs and be careful of what you want in life and how you are going to achieve it. And now that you know you have to do it, don't hold yourself back. Just go ahead and manifest the many talents that you have discovered within yourself and utilize the constructive use of your potentials. Eclipses always make you want to separate and segregate and then take action. So you need to watch out that your actions are going to have very good results. So be careful, be practical, and don't hesitate to manifest your creativity. Now, there is a clue here. We need to understand what we are attracted to. Because as they say during the eclipses, always look and experience what you're attracted to, because that's the universe's way of telling you and teaching you that this is what you need to go and get. Chances are that you may have realized your inner strength and may want to do things differently. Well, nothing is stopping you. In fact, when you start utilizing your strength with the power of your thoughts, you will experience a completeness in yourself. This completeness helps you reach a state of contentment and happiness. Now, on July 5th, that's tomorrow, we have a lunar eclipse at 13 degrees Capricorn. Now, this is a South Node eclipse, so it is connected to our past. The eclipse is opposite to Mercury retrograde and trine Uranus. All these aspects are separating. It's like the moon is saying, I've had enough. The emotions are actually telling you now that you've had enough. And now it is, you are ready, and now it is the time to move on. rather than going on thinking that you're becoming a victim of circumstances. No, don't be victimized. Don't allow your emotions to overwhelm you. You've had enough. Now is the time to move on. So sometimes letting go of the past can be difficult, but this is not one of those occasions. This is the very last eclipse on the Cancer-Capricorn axis. So we now are now truly ready to let go of what has become so obviously redundant or outmoded and out of date. It's time to move on to greener pastures. Now, the south node or the dragon's tail is a point of karmic dissolution. What we have to let go of and what we need to abolish by balancing it with its opposite sign. The north node or the dragon's head is the point of destiny, the path that we need to follow for our soul's evolution. Now, this lunar eclipse, which is happening tomorrow, is also known as full buck moon. The moon will be located on the opposite side of the earth as the sun and its face will be fully illuminated. This full moon was early known by Native American tribes as the buck moon because the male buck deer would begin to grow their new antlers at this time of the year. This moon has also been known as the thunder moon and the hay moon. The way the male buck is growing its new antlers, similarly, the human mind is discovering new talents about himself or herself. Now, like having said that it's also known as thunder moon or the hay moon, thanks to all the storms. Why the thunder moon? Because all the storms that roll through. Or as the Strutgian moon on the Great Lakes, if you see when those fish are easiest to catch, people who are interested in fishing, when it is the full moon, the fishes are easily caught. So other tribes and early colonists referred to the full moon in July as the hay moon because the hay moon was a signal to the farmers to start storing their hay for winter. Even in our north, you would see, or even you would see all the agriculturists, they are waiting for this moon because after this eclipse, they start storing their hay. It's an indication to say that now we need to prepare ourselves for the future. Now, the full moon is going to bring about interesting encounters in your personal life as well as fun and stimulating events. This eclipse often casts an exuberant vibe also somewhere deep within, and it's a great time to fulfill your emotional needs. This is also opens the door for meaningful people to step into your life. But you have to be a little realistic about the dark side of this full moon also. Now, the full moon has exciting energy, but there is a dark side we must deal with. Incoming and outgoing energies must match. You cannot expect it to receive great energy if the one you give off is terrible. So you need to act on principle. Even if someone has done something wrong to you, don't retaliate. Let karma address it. You keep your integrity intact because good karma always brings good energies. In fact, your good action will never go unrewarded. To forgive is to detach from the anger, bitterness, and frustration that you harbor internally. Every person is fighting his or her own battles with the karma energy. The sooner we identify the sources of our unsettled karma and take action to resolve it, the sooner we experience the miracle of liberation. Do good, even when you're not expected to. When in doubt, act in ways you would want others to act towards you. Lunar eclipses always bring new beginnings, new issues, new situations, new people into our lives. They bring issues in our lives to completion. Our emotional levels are raised and the drama is likely to be experienced. We get a cosmic spiritual push to handle matters in certain areas of our life. We need to address them. So now is the time. So if we choose to get in touch with our feelings under a lunar eclipse and go with the feelings, we will see dramatic positive changes within ourselves. Have healthy conversations around. And once you've learned to understand your emotions, you will actually need to learn what to do with them. Understanding your emotions may lead you to have healthy conversations with loved ones. If you've buried your emotions for a long time, it can be very painful to face them. So don't relegate them further. Now is the time to actually have open lines of communications. And don't give up before you receive the healing benefits of getting more in tune with yourself. And you will learn how to deal with your feelings. Be confident of the great insights that you are experiencing or the great insights reveal, and you need to trust your deep discoveries. Because these deep insights or these deep experiences of emotions that you are feeling can actually impact your future choices and develop your positive attitude. If you strive for a deeper understanding of the power of the universe, trust me, you will feel it. You will get your own answers. So you don't need to depend on anybody. So tune into your higher energies during this eclipse. If you actually noticed, the tides are higher during an eclipse. The pull of the sun and moon add to the tidal effects, and they're in line with the earth. So they subtract from the tidal pull when the sun and moon are at right angles to each other from the earth. Because a lunar eclipse only takes place during a full moon, the tides are exceptionally higher during this time. So you're bound to experience as if the life is changing and the life is changing for the better. You're bound to experience changing behaviors in people around you and also yourself. From general lunacy and medical issues to whether crime rates varied, researchers have tackled a bevy of topics to find out if behavior can change during these phases of the moon, and they've always come out in the positive that the behaviors and moods do change. So you will experience the changes in your mood, not only in yourself, but people around you. Because moon is always surrounded by an aura of mystery. The moon and its possible influence over the human behavior has been the object of ancestral fascination and mythical speculation for centuries. Now, while the moon cannot turn people into werewolves, some people do accuse it of causing a bad night's sleep or creating physical and mental alterations. In fact, you would have yourself realized that at times you have these weird dreams which have no meanings. Should you pay attention to it? No. You don't have to pay attention to it, but this normally happens when the eclipses are there, the lunar eclipses. You need to balance your emotions because the water in our bodies is affected by the movement of the moon in much the same way as its gravitational pull controls the tides. As the fluid in our body shifts, it is the balance in our minds which can trigger extreme emotions. So obviously, drama is likely to happen. You're likely to experience or witness dramas in and around you. Lunar eclipses bring new beginnings, new issues, new situations, and new people into our lives. They bring issues in our lives to fulfillment. Our emotional levels are raised and drama is likely. We get a cosmic spiritual push to handle matters in certain areas of life. If we choose to get in touch with our feelings under a lunar eclipse and go with the feelings, we will witness dramatic positive changes within ourselves and also around us. Now, this lunar eclipse of tomorrow, that is on July 5th, is actually occurring in 13 degrees Capricorn at 4:30 a.m. So, this particular lunar eclipse is full of high energy. Full moons, and because it is an entire full moon in its complete crescendo, so they signal a time of dramatic culminations and, of course, fulfillment. Life tends to speed up, near eclipses, and the awareness, you will feel that your awareness has increased. One quality that distinguishes eclipse influence from that of the general planetary activity is the sharp way in which it begins and the equally abrupt manner in which the period of intensification ends. Where an eclipse falls in your chart will determine the part of your life that gets affected. Since this eclipse is in Capricorn, so you need to find out where Capricorn is in your chart and which is the sector of your life that it is affecting. And you will know where to expect the change and the transformation. Do you need to do it in your personal relationships or personal life, or do you need to do it in your professional relationships or life? And remember, all change and transformation is ever good. It's always good. So earthlings tend to feel and they tend to be more emotionally expressive during a full moon. A full moon lunar eclipse emphasizes this emotional reaction. When you embrace the energy of an eclipse, allow it to mold and shape your life, which an eclipse will do as it is. The effects are always very positive. When you address situations and come to the conclusions, you will see the positivity, you will experience the positivity. When you resist an eclipse and the changes that it brings, havoc can occur in your life. So, psychic sensitivity, spiritual instincts, and emotional connectedness are aroused as the environment does become a little unstable. This unstable environment occurs because there is a change in the electromagnetic energy that affects us mentally and neurologically. There will be some stress as blockages begin to crumble, but they are followed by a feeling of freedom. The good news is that creative and artistic qualities will be discovered as you let go of beliefs that don't correspond with your current reality. Outdated ideals or dreams may need to be discarded, which can be painful but necessary. You need to shut the doors of your past and look forward to the bright future. You will experience an awakening to today's truths as the clutter is cleared away and the present is seen in a new light. You redefine your personality and your image. Once you get past this eclipse, new vistas of life open up as projects involving personal transformation unfold. And when you personally transform from within, your outside also gets transformed. You find new ways. You actually accept of what's the acceptance of what is there with you is the first step towards success in life. Now, in my next video, this I wanted to explain about the lunar eclipse, and I wanted you all to understand the nodes of the moon also. So you need to look into your natal chart to see where your Capricorn, which sector of your life the Capricorn and Cancer is affecting, so that you can make those changes, because you're experiencing the transformation in self. Now start manifesting that. In my part 2 video of the lunar eclipse, I'm going to briefly elucidate how each sign should take and understand this powerful eclipse and make improvements in the sector that is close to your mind and your heart. So stay tuned and cherish your life.